Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Finally the day. I don't know how many people look forward to this, but it is always fun filming this because it also reminds myself of everything that's happened in the year of collecting. But it is the day for the full binder, full collection tour. So I'm just gonna get started right away. You may notice as we go through the binders, there might be a slight difference between lighting or a couple other things, maybe positioning. Just because like I don't have a lot of time to film like this all at once because I have, I think 9 binders now, maybe 10, plus some extras. So I'm filming this in a couple parts, so things might change a little bit. But let's get going. Some of these probably haven't changed much. Some of my binders are considered complete at this point, but I honestly don't remember everything that I've gotten since the last binder review, so we'll see. So this is starting with Korean binder tour, so Korean album cards, things like that. I've also moved Wapin Jin into this binder. It's one of my all-time favorite cards. This was a huge find when I got it. I thought a lot about where to put him. I just decided here because I like the fact that he's just like up front and center, first page, Korean binder, love it. So yeah, so this just goes through the Korean cards for each album, and then also things like the signed pages I have. I think some of these did come in during the year. So these are some of the pages I've acquired. I did get to a point where for a while there was nothing to collect. I've decided just to stick to the 2 members because especially with Taehyung, there's so many cards coming out. Even then, I'm honestly more inclined to collect Jin first, and then when I have a moment after that, and then go back and get Tae, because it is daunting. Because every store has an exclusive now, basically. So we also have this. I'm not sure why I have it here and not here, but another signed page. Still looking for signed versions of these. I know they exist. I've never seen one for sale. Not once. I'm also going to talk about, I'm going to go back and do a video. It may be out already. It may be out after this, but I will have a video specifically for pages and supplies I use, because some people getting into this might be curious, because there's so many page sizes, so many card and inclusion sizes, and if you're like myself, you might kind of feel like I don't like too much empty space. I don't like when they slide around. It really like drives me nuts. I also like to complete a page as much as possible. So that's why I'll be using like 10 versus 9 pockets versus 7 pockets, just to have a more complete look. I don't remember if this is new this year, but this one is newer. It was a Persona, I think broadcast card benefit. It came with the only, to my knowledge, bit of Eatjin official anything in terms of like a physical copy, which is a little how to make ramen card. Jin's very consistent in his way he does things, and so even back in Persona era, he's telling us how to deliciously eat ramen. Again, I don't remember if I had these 2, but full BTS world. Also, again, sometimes it's very hard to decide where to put things, since it kind of falls into the broadcast category. With Persona era, that's where it is. So you can see where B era is when things started to get crazy. Again, if you're like a newer collector, my recommendations always start with Korean album cards. They're probably the most common. I mean, it can be harder depending on what member you're collecting, but generally it would be easier to go for those ones first and maybe just focus on those. Focus on getting all those first, because then we get into like all the additions and the pre-order benefits later. But especially for like Map of the Soul back, it's a little easier, it's a little more straightforward, and there's a lot less like research needing to be done. So that's like a good place to start, unless you just kind of spark collect. Always going to point this one out. How on earth did I get this on PokeMarket? I don't think I bought a single thing since. I saw this, I didn't have the money for it, and I still did it because it was an amazing price. And no regrets, because I've never seen anything good on that site again. So I'm going to have to blur this part because there's a line music card behind it, or a postcard, and to my knowledge it's still undisclosed. I wish I could show you guys. I do. He's absolutely handsome. He's amazing looking in this. I still can't believe I found this. If someone else ever discloses it, I'll put it up with watermarks and a whole bunch of stuff on it, but maybe a filter so it's the wrong color. But until then, I'll blur it. I do have the spot blank if I ever find Tae for a good price. I'm so hesitant though because I'm so worried about fakes. Like, I carry a fake one of Jin in my wallet, so it's like I don't want a fake or a replica and to spend a stupid amount of money on it. Got these, just the one JPFC POB sticker. As you can see, like a lot more POBs, a lot more merch coming into Butter Era. Like all the like lucky draws, just like on and on. And then next we get into Proof, which again, even though it was like, you know, kind of a wind down, Goodbye for Now album, still a ton of stuff, right? So still lots of POBs, still lots of things. We had all these releasing. These are all just like little Tide Me Over items that they kind of released. I'm looking forward to Ariron, guys. Like, I'm when I first saw this photo shoot, I thought it was great, but it feels so tired now. They look amazing, but it's just I'm tired of the same photos being on absolutely everything for the last like 3 years, which is crazy to say. How is this that old? Like, insane. So we have still more Lucky Draws and Proof Collector's Edition, the big hefty Collector's Edition, which thankfully is still around. Sometimes they just disappear off the face of the earth, but we're doing okay. You can still find it, I think. And again, more Proof. I'm really happy. I love these cards. These are some of my favorite Jin ones, but I'm very, very happy that they don't seem to be doing this anymore. We do have them for the solo era, but it's like not the same. It's a little bit different, and these are ridiculously hard to find, especially for other members. Jin's kind of hit and miss, but some members are very difficult. We have the latest, which is the PTD Live album. Like I said, my strategy these days has been to collect Jin and then collect Tae, so I did get Jin earlier, and then I collected Tae after, which worked perfectly fine. So again, for people collecting 2 members that feel overwhelmed, it's something to consider, because it wasn't too hard to go back and get his stuff, like a few months after. And even with Jin, I did go back, like not everything up front, I did go back and find other ones later. So the only one I'm missing for Tae is Aladdin. It's a really cute card. It's holographic, like Jin's is great. He's eating Twix, I think. So that one is the only one I'm having trouble finding, but everything else I was able to find after the fact. And then we have these as well, because there's just so many little things going on. These are movie weeks. The problem with movie weeks too is that I believe every single location, not every single location, but like regionally they'll be different. Like some might be PVC, like plastic card. Some might be a really thin paper card. Some might be a normal photo card stock kind of like consistency. So it's frustrating because it's like I don't know if I want to collect every type of card that has the same picture and the same back. I haven't decided yet. They're all slightly different though by region. So again, difficult also sussing out fakes, but I don't think people are going to fake those too much yet anyway. So it looks like I moved these to the back. I'm not sure. I guess the ones at the front kind of got missed, so oh well, I'll move those later. So we have the signed items at the back. I have more signed pages here. And then I also, before these were kind of interspersed, I also moved these to the back just so they could have their own little section. Forever, one of my favorites, War and Hormone. I get asked a lot which card I spent the most for. But it is one of my favorites. It was a high priority. I also kind of divided them up because I'm not sure. Like, I think for Tae now, I will be collecting more casually. These are all kind of messy. What is going on here? For Tae broadcasts, they're not a priority. They're expensive. They're hard to find. If I find them for a good deal, I might go for them. But I have mostly... I must have been in the process of moving these and left them. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But this one's super cute. Sorry, it's kind of upside down. This is still one of my faves. Moving on though, we also have, I'm not sure, again, I don't know. Guys, I don't know what's going on with this binder. It's okay. All binders are works in progress. So moving on, we have Japan cards. Japan cards are some of my favorite. I wouldn't recommend them as a thing to go for immediately. I'd say once you kind of get a handle on collecting and like where to find things and pricing and sources, then you could start moving to these because like they're more accessible than they used to be since we can now buy from Mercari Japan much simpler, but they're still kind of annoying to find. They're more money because you have to import them because they're only in Japan. But they're really nice. Like, I love these cards. There's something about them, even though they're very, like, especially these ones. These ones are cute. I like their hair. There's something about the simplicity of them that I really like, and the backdrops. We also got things like the HMV ones. Like, little danger insert. I have this. I don't have the equivalent for Jin, so we have a little Yoongi here as well. This is a good example of when the page size changes because these are smaller photos. So I have a smaller page. And again, there will be a video about supplies, what kind of pages I'm using. So we also have like these. I still need to get Tae. I've been meaning to get Tae forever, but again, it will come with time for the youth. These aren't like signed specifically. These are like stamped. So they did a pre-sign, turn them into a stamp, and then they stamp these cards. So that's why some of them are smeared. More of these, another fave, because like at the time I couldn't find this card at all. Again, they're way more accessible than when I first collected all these, but I couldn't find this at all, the normal version, and then someone offered to sell me their signed version, and I'm super grateful for that forever because I've never seen this one signed anywhere else. I feel like if I saw it again, I might buy it again because I love it so much, which is greedy, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't buy it again. So again, more cards. Something about the Japan cards. These ones, like this. Youth, so nice. I don't know why I'm touching them all. Again, they start getting into more POBs, more editions at this point. So you can start seeing for eras, there's more and more cards. We got some like additional postcards going for, what was this, BTS The Best. Though they do tend to call a lot of things in Japan the best. Every time they put out an album, it's something the best. So, I don't know. This is just Japan the best. It was, I think around Mott's era. Mott's B era. Maybe even B area. Era. These are the Taiwanese postcards. I've been working on these forever. I still am missing 2 Jin. 2? 2. I'm still missing 2 Jin for the regular ones. High priority. High priority. I don't know why. I just really want to finish this set. You'd think this one, which is older, would be harder to find. But no, the other 2 Jins, so difficult. And I have a Tae. I managed to find one of his too, which is nice. These are hard to show because they slide around like crazy. I haven't found a better way to store them. As you can see, the page is being kind of frustrating here. Again, something I'll discuss in another video. So sorry, it's hard to show them. I don't really want to like pull them out, but there's 2 in here and they just kind of slide around. And hopefully one day I'll have a solution for that, but for now I don't. Then we go into the flyers and the promo flyers that were from Japan for various eras. So they almost always had this type of flyer, which I love because they fit the 2 pockets perfectly, or if you have an A5, they'll fit 1 page perfectly. So they're very nice additions to have. And they're cheap. They're super cheap. So they're pretty, they're cheap, they have nice concepts. So if you ever just want to look up, go to Mercari Japan, look up member name flyer. And you can kind of go down by era. So like flyer lights or boy with love. And you'll find like these, for example. And then these last 2 are postcards from month 7. So that is the Korean Japan binder. Basically at this point, a fairly complete collection. A few Tae items missing here and there that are, they're kind of like a priority level of, if I find them, I find them, and if I don't, I'm okay for now, because all the new stuff is getting quite expensive. Okay, moving on to the next binder. This one, oops. I also bought these because just to kind of hold them down. I don't really find them necessary in most binders, but some binders it's like I find it a little helpful. But again, I'll go over that later. I'll stop taking detours for that. So this is like muster fan meet section of this binder. So these are all from various musters, like what's this, 3rd, 4th, 5th soju. And they're always adorable. And then we have like Japan and Kyocera, things like that. Various Japanese fan meets. So then it kind of goes into these sets for the various, again, like things like soju, the musters, the Japan fan meets, the Korean fan meets. So I love soju era. I think I'll always have a soft spot for it because it was basically the first concert I watched, because even though it was online, there's nothing else we could do at the time. That was it. That was the standard. We were all stuck indoors. I still had a wonderful time watching it. I put on lights. I put on I put on lights. I put on like party lights. It was a great time. I love that so much. So we got all the 5th muster stuff. I breeze by this. I talk about this every time. This set is so annoying to find. Please, first time collectors, be so careful. These are so often faked. I don't know why they decided this is the one. This is the one that we're going to make tons of fakes of, but this one is so hard to collect. So just heads up. Anyone new? Then we got, I'm forgetting which one's Korean and Japan now. I don't know why. I have a lot, guys. I'm blanking. So we also have that. We have the photos. I really like these ones. There's something about the contrast of the background just being pure black that I think is really cool with them. We go into Happy Ever After, BTS Japan. And Happy Ever After, just Korea muster. They seem to really like doing these kind of cards at the time. There's 5, I just have an additional Jin, so he's hanging out here. And then, oh sorry, that was 4th muster. This is 3rd muster. So this is the 3rd muster. I just moved these to 7 pockets because there's 7 of them and they fit. And that way I can kind of display both as well as the backs, because the backs are cute too. I believe these are new. I think since last year, these are new. This may have been, I think this might have been the last thing this binder needed. If there's something else, I'll point it out, but I think this was the only thing missing from this binder, making it complete binder. And I don't know why they were so hard to find. Someone explained it to me once, and I'm sorry I forgot, but they're just, I just think they weren't as readily available. So finding a set was near impossible. Finding them individually was ridiculous. Tay somehow wasn't as bad, but yeah. And, oh, I guess if I want to add Tay, then there's another thing to get for this binder. I think I picked this up kind of randomly later. So as you can see, these are like really nice like photo postcard sets. And again, they're on the smaller side, so you can see that they're in like a smaller page. I moved a lot of these to a smaller page for a more snug fit because I don't like things sliding around. It's also bad if things are gonna like, you move your binder or you slightly, like binders are heavy. Sometimes they kind of push forward when you're carrying them. They won't go flying out as easy if they're more snug, right? These I also moved to 7 pockets because they fit better. And then that way I can show the entire set together. Same with these. This one's actually a set of 6, but there's a little ticket card, which again, something I wasn't planning to get, so I guess, yeah, amended. I still need 2 Tay items because I decided last second to add this to an order. So now I need one for Tay as well. I don't know if that's visible on camera. There's a scratch on this page. That's unfortunate. Anyways, these are still very nice photos from the canceled muster. I'm glad regardless of being canceled, we still got the stuff. And then we have like the oldest like fan meet stuff. After that, we're moving into like concert, I believe. This is the concert section. So this is for stuff that's like concert items released onto Blu-ray, DVD, Digicode, that kind of thing, that are not muster. So other concerts. So these are from the ones that they, is that the hair? These are from the ones that are, they released at muster, this past Army Day. Oh my goodness. These they released this past like BTS anniversary. They're part of like a little tiny Digicode version of Mott's, and I didn't really know what else or like how else to store them, so that's why they're like that. As we go, there'll be more, and I can add to this binder, and they can grow into a bigger size page. But for now, they're just in a 4 pocket. And then because you'll notice that it's like the same cards, they're just updated from a different set. I think the backs are different too. So we have various concerts. I love this one. And we have some of the older concerts. We have like Love Yourself, like DVD cards. Again, one of my favorite. These two are stunning. This one's adorable. It's hard to remember where everything is from. These are like the newest PTD kind of like editions. So we have Tay on the back. This is from, I think, PTD, like the pop-up experience that was in Vegas. I don't have Tay's yet. Again, various other inclusions. We got stuff, I think this was Mott's. Yep. And Mott's again. I'm not going to try to name everything. Honestly, like if you know what Bias Room is, Bias Room might be a good idea if you like screenshot something and take a picture, and it might be able to tell you what it is, because it's a computer database, whereas my brain is not, so I'm not going to remember where everything's from, unfortunately. But I'll try my best as I go. So we got the various bookmarks, which they used to like doing. Tons of like postcard size items. This is from Wings and Epilogue. More Epilogue in an annoying size, but we got a page that works, so. And you'll notice these are also smaller than other ones for a more snug fit. I don't know why I have two of these over and over again. And this section is for venue. So basically venue items, things that you have to go there to get. So you have to be at the Vegas venue or the Busan venue. Yes, some items they did sell online too, but it's too hard to take those out and find another section for them. So if it's venue only or exclusive to venue and later online, then that's kind of what we got here. So we have some of the In Busan merch for the free concert. Some stuff from Yet to Come in cinemas. I go on about these a lot. The backgrounds are very pretty. They have like an iridescent shimmer to them. Then we have stuff that is from on site at Festa. So Festa always has army zones that give out sets. This year, again, why I'm trying to collect one member and then collect the other. Because there was 10 things across Festa, I guess, between the two members. So like these are various benefits of buying things only during Festa. So either online or at Festa itself. These are the things that you had. You had to buy certain items in order to get certain benefits. And it would be a set of 7 and you could collect them. But it was difficult to like keep track of. And then these are, and sorry, when I said 10, I meant 5 each, which is still a lot. These are the previous ones. So most years it's just like, they would have, this is movie weeks, I think, but then this was, it was an exhibition one they did during Busan. And again, it was sold at the venue, or sold during the concert period. And I believe exclusive to the venue area. And then each Festa, they usually have an Army Zone set. But again, last year, they had a lot more. So it's gotten a little more crazy. I did finally move these in. These were in a frame for a very long time because they're from my first in-person concert in Vegas. But I did finally move them to the binder. And these were from, if you booked at a certain, at the right hotels, then you would have a gift set that came with a card set for all members. And I do have the others still. They're just not in this binder. Again, this was the same thing in Busan from the hotels. And then these ones you could buy online or at the venue. And same with that. More venue cards. Like these were Love Yourself lucky draws. These were PTD lucky draws. And then we have the Busan lucky draws. Yeah, the photo you could take with your bias, me and my husband taking our biased photos. And then because, like I said, venue, I've also included movie week stuff here. So these are movie weeks cards. These are also from venues. So, and again, this is one of my favorite pages because these particular 4 are hard to get for a good price. And I'm very proud that that is one of the things I actually managed to do, was get them for a good price. And then all the various wings ones, which can be hit and miss. Sometimes they're easy to find. Sometimes they're, you suddenly see them everywhere, and sometimes they're kind of difficult. I don't know, it varies. And then finally, just a few of the, I don't even know what to call these. They're not even clear files. They're just clear pages, but they're really nice. So, and I believe there was a brief youth exhibit in Japan that those were from. So that's 2 binders down. Okay, so here we have the tour binder. I'm not sure yet if this will remain just chapter 1 era. I don't know what to call this era because, like, I know the guys themselves have called the Arirang stuff chapter 2, so now I'm just confused. But this might be, pre-military era, but we'll see. It does have some room, so maybe Arirang tour stuff will end up in here. We'll find out. Anyways, so this is everything from tour merch. So going back, it's kind of crazy how old PTD is now. Like, time is very weird. And then this was 2022. It was like 4 years ago. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But the PTD sets, and we have Mott's. I think Mott's were, since I came in just at the like B Mott's era kind of thing, it's like these were some of my first cards. So I still really like this set just because of the nostalgia. I don't know if other people feel this. Sometimes you'll hear a song or see cards or items from when you first got into BTS. And it just feels like very nostalgic, and sometimes I miss those really like old ARMY days. So as you can see, I've been playing around with how to format these. So we have like a blank spot here, but then we have a full spread for both members here. I don't know which method I like best, but it has been like, it's interesting playing around with it. I did finally order this one because I really like, I don't usually like unit cards just because I feel like they're kind of busy, but I really like, especially because we have Taehyung, the two I collect, and also pretty blue-haired Jimin. I did finally order that one, but it will be a bit. Again, also like Mott's feels like forever ago. It is forever ago. It's amazing it's been that long. I'm really excited for the tour though. I'm going to a few shows, 4 shows, so that's pretty exciting. Originally it was only going to be the 2 shows near me, but I managed to get 2 more and make a little trip out of it. These, I can't remember if I had them last year, but these especially were hard to find at one point. I think last year I maybe had them, but I did eventually find them all, so they were done. I don't have a whole lot to say about this binder. This may be the binder that I was thinking of that was complete, where I was saying it was the muster binder, like fan meet concerts and stuff, but I think this is the one that has everything done. But we'll see by the end. I might say that and then find out it's not the case. I know I kind of just put these in at the end, but it was just, Wings had unit cards for Tae and Jin, and then since we got a few extras later, they just kind of fit nicely here, so that's where they went. And again, playing around with like formatting instead of going back and forth between 2 pages, just having a spread where you can see all at once. It does leave these blank spots, but I still think these look nice. Organizing is always really fun, like, because you can, sometimes you'll do something and then you'll see another collector organize it in a different way, and you're like, I could have done that. Why didn't I do that? What was I thinking? I just realized I can probably move these to smaller pocket pages. I'll have to check. Actually, no, I think these stopped it. I think this bottom, I think that's why it's not. I'm very curious what kind of merch we're going to get for Arirang. Oops, I missed one. Just because we've seen so many different types of things over the years for tours, like these photo book type things. So I'm kind of curious what we'll see for the next one. Here I moved these to 7 pockets, just like the other one, because the set has 7. So this way they can all be together. And it's a little, again, they fit more snugly. Same with this set. This is the one I always complain about, since it's got to be the most, like, I love Jin, but this has got to be the most boring photo shoot. I don't know what they were thinking. But I think these are nice. These, the photo versions are quite nice because they're close-ups. And yes, I know there's a... Did I mention there was a blank? Oh, I guess, yeah, the other one's coming. Those were kind of optional, that's why I considered it complete. Same with this. It's like, this came as part of the set I bought for Tae, so not having a Jin one doesn't really count towards my completeness for it. It's just I may grab one in the future. Again, moved to a 7 pocket. Still one of my favorite sets. I just really like the colors. I like the blues with like the creams. I don't remember when I finished this one either, but this one's done now. These are just, I probably take these out eventually. I don't think they're official at all. I just kind of, again, I just like that photo shoot so much because of the colors. So I put them in. So here I instead moved Jin to one side and Tae to another. And then finally we have Red Bullet. And these, which I absolutely love. They're very hard to find. I somehow found them on eBay for less than I found them anywhere else, which is absolutely bizarre, but it happens sometimes. So yes, this is a complete binder. As mentioned, there's 2 gaps. One is en route and the other is kind of just like an optional if I feel like doing it. But otherwise, we're done. Depending on how much Taehyung has, I will either continue in this binder or I will start a new one for their new era. Next up, we have the exhibition binder, or like kind of like BTS adjacent. So I don't know what to call it. It's stuff like the Fact and Daikon, stuff where BTS kind of frequently collaborated with for like photo books and things like that, or magazines. So there's a lot more merch than just the regular like sponsorships kind of thing. So I'm still working on Jin Butterfly Dream. They're still very hard to find. I always see sets for like basically every single other member I've seen sets for, and I've never seen anyone selling a Jin set. So I've been collecting them one by one. I only have 3 and 1 Tae. Tae I'll get later because I've seen Tae sets for sale here and there. It doesn't seem to be an issue. Oh, sorry, I have 4. But I don't mean to lean into the screen, but I have these, which are quite rare, handed out at fan signs. So fan sign exclusive photos. I don't know how I found these. I don't know how I got fortunate enough, but I have 2 of them for Jin now, and they're beautiful. Like, this is a beautiful set, and I'm very happy to have that. I've also gotten the Taiwanese postcard for that era. So this page is kind of blank right now because I need to eventually get Tae's, but I think this is really nice. Maybe even, well, anyways. So big wins on these for Jin. Again, sorry to repeat myself. It's been a whole year, so I'm not sure of which ones have come in this year or not. But for Jin, the set is complete. There was 2 different pairs, and I have all of them now. Tae is still pending. These are Ono exhibit, which I love how they look like on these 2-page spreads. These are usually a pretty inexpensive set to buy. I guess member dependent, but I really like them. And then there's, yeah, so I really like those. And then we got the ones from the photo book that can come out. Then we go into a proof exhibition. I still love the hand cards. It's great they did that for us, thank you. More stuff that was available, proof exhibition. Again, mentioned it earlier, but I'm ready to move on from this concept. As pretty and hot as they are, I'm ready to move on. What was this? The Dream? The Daydream exhibition that went during Busan. These were kind of odd sizes. These were not, but like I put it on a page like this in order to just kind of display everything, because otherwise I didn't want to put these in a different type of pocket. I think it worked out okay, but as you can see, I'll talk about this later, how much I dislike side-loading single pockets, but I just haven't had the money to replace those yet. This is a set that I feel like came and went without anyone giving its flowers to. It's so pretty. It's like a really nice photo shoot. And we got some really nice subunit cards, really nice like group cards. And because it was kind of just dropped at a pop-up shop, I don't think people appreciated it, or at least like gave it the time it deserves. So we moved on too fast. It's very pretty. These photos are really nice. Again, nice photos, nice units. These are quite nice from the books. Oh my goodness, so many little fluffs. This is what happens when you have pets, guys. You got fluffs everywhere. Pretty, pretty photo shoot. And just for fun, also the, I guess you got these when you went to the store. Now we move into Daikon area, or Festa. So I don't have Tae's equivalent here for this one. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Is like that one? No, this one. Just this whole photo shoot actually, just for Jin. Still obsessed with it. There are a few more. There's ones that have like some holographic print to them. There's also, these were events in so many areas you could literally just collect for the back if you wanted. I haven't decided to go that far yet, but maybe if I get bored I might. But the ones with the holo on them are very expensive now, so it's like I'm okay without that for now. So these were the ones that came with the binder. So we got Tae and Jin. And these are like inexpensive cards with a beautiful concept, which is always nice. Again, some of my favorites. They're super handsome. Their styling was really nice. The lighting's good. I always find Daikon, whoever they hire as the Daikon photographers, always do a great job. We have stuff from like the activity book. So like these. And then this is one of my favorite photos ever. Like it's such a stunning Jin photo. And now we go just into regular Daikon, since the guys work with them quite frequently. So these are older. They came with the, there's 2 magazines prior, so this was, I think, volume 10 or something like that. And then there's like the Japan one behind BTS. It's like Daikon and them collab quite often. And I guess I just, like, these are nice. These are odd shape, but they fit these pockets well, so. After that, we go to both Daikon's, I'm not sure if we want to say J-Icon and Vicon or J-Icon and V-Icon, which probably sounds better, but we'll say J-Icon magazines. I could have put these in their solo era, but because there's so many of them and it makes the binders pretty thick, I didn't want to necessarily continue to expand their solo binders, especially when I had a thinner binder with Daikon stuff in it already. So We have all the stuff from Jin's. I find it interesting with these because if you order from the wrong place and you don't get the pre-order benefits, they just vanish. Like, I don't know who bought them, but usually there's resale on pre-order benefits, but nothing. I didn't buy mine from Weverse, so I didn't get the Weverse pre-order benefit for this one. And I'll get to them in a few pages. The folding pre-order benefits, I don't have. Like, no one sold them. Nowhere. I've never seen them for sale except for the one I have. So that was kind of unfortunate. I've still looked for them occasionally, but I never see them. This was one of the extras, which I kind of like. It was like a little book that came with one of them. I kind of took it apart and organized it. So they have front and back sides to them. I think these pages turned out like really nice. And then we also have the calendar extra, which, since it was kind of an awkward number, I just have 3 on the back. We have the postcard size ones. These ones, again, are a little bit... Daikon loves to give awkward size inclusions. It's very hard to figure out what to do with them. These pages do work well, though. And then this is what I was talking about. So this is a pre-order benefit from Weverse. And I have these spots ready, but I haven't been able to find them for the other 3. This is for A, and I haven't been able to find B, C, or D at all. No one resold them. But same with Tae's, actually. Tae's kind of got hard to find, too, for his. If you didn't get the pre-order benefits up front... This was just a filler, and when I cut it out of the page, Jin landed up perfectly on the back, so that's why he's cameoing here. But yeah, for some reason, it's like their pre-order benefits for Daikon Vicon just vanish very quickly. So in the future, if you want something from them, maybe get them up front. They're harder to find later. Tae's also had these kind of medium-size pages. I really love this concept still. So these like oversized postcards. So that's it for Daikon. And then here it goes into the best for the the Fact Music Awards stuff. Beavers. So these, again, every year there's a new one, even if there's not a new book. Like, this just came out. I haven't picked up Tae's yet, but this just came out. Why? Like, they just keep peppering them out, and I'm like, can we calm down? They're hard to keep up with because, like, they just keep going. So this area is a little messy because, honestly, some of them look really similar, and I don't know what's new and what's not, and it takes me forever to sit down and kind of, like, figure that out. I do like these. These are nice. And then we got 2 photo frames. It looks like Jin's trying to escape, so we'll push that back. And then these are, again, like, kind of like photos that came with the books that I kind of layered up in these pages. And that concludes exhibition and like event PCs. So we will move on to the next one. Hopefully I'm getting through these at a good time or pace because I have so many binders to get through. But yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one is the seasonal binder. I don't know what else to call it. I've been calling it that forever. This is the same as the other ones. They were like a little digicode for, I think, Memories 2020. So because these fit so nicely, they're in a 4-pocket until we get more, if we get more. So these are all the memory cards. Which fit really nicely between 2 10 pockets at the moment. I kind of wonder if we'll ever see more memories, but I'm not sure at this point. I think I pointed out every time that I misplaced the accordion card, so I haven't been able to put Taehyung, and I don't know where it went. It's probably just in like a drawer with some other items. But this binder has seasonal things, like memories, like summer package, winter package items. I always point out that I love these. These used to be, I don't know if these were in the binder last tour, but I had this one on a shelf in a frame for a very long time. As it's one of my favorites. They're two-sided. So all the card inclusions between different seasons and summer packages. I forget what this is called now, but it was basically kind of like the replacement for seasons kind of thing, or memories at the time, so it landed up in here because it was seasonal. So we have all the stuff from that. We have stuff from the calendar and this is bothering me. Again, every time you turn the page on these, it just like unflips and then they land up sliding out. If you can buy top loading, I highly recommend that because this is exceptionally frustrating because it always undoes itself. I swear, it's like cords when you have them all organized and then you come back to them and they're in knots. That's these. Like you put them away like that, I'll come back and it will be unflipped. Anyways. So we have the individual photo folios. Again, they were kind of like seasonal, came out on each member's birthdays. We didn't get anything for seasons that year, so that's why it's here. We had a lot of fun inclusions. Then this is still one of my favorite things is I went through all the season, all the calendars over the years. I do this every time. I'm not going to say the year. I mess up the year every single time I'm pointing these out, so we're just going to flip through them. But I absolutely love that I was able to kind of like find and store all these inclusions because I feel like they go unappreciated when they're just left in the calendars or binders, because like the calendars have some amazing photo shoots that we don't necessarily see. They kind of get looked at for like a second or a month and then they're gone, but I love that like pulling them all out so I can see them all. It's one of my like favorite binders just for the reason that you get to appreciate things that you don't see often. And some of these photo shoots are pretty, like, I love these older ones especially. They're very cool. I've mentioned this before that we haven't really gotten a Taehyung subunit since 2017. And that was like early, so it would have been done in 2016. So we haven't seen Taehyung together in a subunit by themselves since 2016. So some of the older stuff is nice because they did pair them up quite often back then. I mean, I should clarify, the only thing we have are those ones I pointed out in the other binder, which is 3 like Selka cards, 1 from PTD and 2 from Damjang. So... But prior to that, like, they used to pair them up a lot, so since I collect both, it's nice to have these older photos where they're a unit. And then because they have front and back, we have little cameos from Namkook and Jungkook. Older ones. Never really liked how it looks on this page, but there's not much else I can do when there's not a lot of other items to put in this space. Here's another example of a page trying to escape the single pocket. Again, I fix it every time and it unfixes as soon as you flip the page, because if you tilt it too much, it will just... So I'll go over it, but top loading for those if you can get them. This was also something that comes out seasonally, like once a year, is for like that one's good, so I'm gonna keep it. So of course they had to go into the seasonal binder. Try not to block these with my thumb too much. And at the back here we have a few things that I believe media was the idea for this section. So things that are from like In the Soup or In the Soom or BTS Island In the Soom. Soom, handsome, some. I say Soom every time for some reason. It's some. Like handsome. So I have some of these. These have never been a priority. My priority is always actually their faces. Like the cartoon or drawn versions, they're not like super high priority for me. I got this one recently, so this one's new. That's from if you go to the In the Soup tour on their birthday, specifically the member birthday. This is one thing I've never finished, and I just keep forgetting that I haven't done it, so it just keeps landing up just being not done. And then we got Now 2. So I can eventually put Tae in there if I find him, but I love this photo shoot. I'm not sure why I have those in between there, but that's how it is right now. So that's it for seasonal, with a peppering of media in the back. Still a few more binders to go. So this binder is like a renewable, I believe like renewable stuff and merch. So like these are part of like membership. These are like merch cards boxes. So from all the merch boxes. So we also have the playing cards. These ones who, for some random reason, they made them a bigger size. And then we just go back through the years, and this was basically the best way to display these two. So, because they're kind of just one-offs by themselves, and then we end with Tae. Then we go into like the Japan benefits. These took a long time to find. I mean, even this one shows its age, right? It's a bit of yellowing. But this one especially, I don't remember when I pulled this one in, but this one especially took me forever to find. I found Tae so easily, and Jin was so difficult. But this is now a complete set for all the Japan membership benefits over the years. And we have the card versions here because they were, the card, it's for a while they did like the photo size and then they changed to card size. I remember back in the day these being like so difficult to find. I think they're a little better now, but when I first started they were such like a difficult to get item. One of my favorites. I love this card so much. Also I have Kyocera. I have a signed Tae Kyocera. You can see the backs of them. This is Armypedia. Again, a fun postcard set for like new collectors. They're not, if you can find it in a set, it's usually a pretty decent price. And then these are from Hype Museum. Hype Insight. These as well. These particular ones are the ones that came with the mic badges. So like the little mic pins. They were lucky draws from that. And then these are various, there's 3 Hype sets. And that's 2 there, and then the other one here. We got the merch cards from their artist-made merch. And then we go to, I think it was called Little Wishes, which I debated putting in seasonal because it was kind of just a one-off, but it's also was associated with a merch drop, so I don't know. I guess it could be considered seasonal, but it's here for now. And then we go into the merch cards that came with various merchandise, basically. So if it was, you had to buy a t-shirt to get a card pull, that kind of thing. So that's what all these are. All these items came as part of buying merchandise and getting them as an extra. And that crosses the various eras. As you can see, this is like McDonald's cardigan, or sorry, butter cardigan, and then McDonald's. These are a little more miscellaneous. This was like photo viewer. This is it's like a, what is it, a magazine? I can't remember what those are from now. Oh no. Some of these are also, it's like, it made sense to put here. They could go in other sections, but like seasonal or exhibition, but due to their size, it just, they kind of fit well into this section and they followed the right categorizing. So, Armypedia, that's what those were. This is the art box Jin photo. I don't know if I'm going to try to collect Tae for that or not. Like, this was kind of just like a random find. These are fortune boxes, and then this was the new BTS Poly raffle Jin, so I put him here. And the stickers that he came with. These are all the little items that were released kind of while they were enlisted. Just some really random stuff. And then this was the BTS Poly cards. And again, just more of the same. These were released like while they were enlisted, I guess just to cut tide collectors over. I wasn't even going to get them at first, but also they were not too bad to pick up. This was the deco kit. We got like the Mott's inclusions here from like Mott's One book. And then also, again, this was like a card wallet or something, and like the book. Just various merchandise cards that are smaller that don't necessarily go in 8 pockets as easily. Still don't have Tae for wings, just, I don't know. I don't know why, I keep forgetting I don't have it. And then some Festa and PTD items. So that's everything from the merch and PC, the merch PC binder and membership items. So we will continue onward. Moving into solo, this is Jin's one of 2 solo binders. I think because of all his activities, he actually has the most stuff now, which is insane. But I thought I'd hate it, but I kind of love it because it gives me something to do and something to collect, so. I don't know. You think I complain, but I'm actually kind of happy that there's a lot going on. So this binder is Happy, astronaut, and like brand ambassadorships, miscellaneous kind of stuff. So I believe Happy is complete. Like every card available from Happy is in this binder, which makes me very happy. We got the line music one. It's the other line music one. They've already been disclosed. They're undisclosed photos, but they've been disclosed by sellers already, so they're not that special, nothing to hide at this point. I'll put a watermark, that's about it. This is like the Selka page for performance. I love this one. It's maybe this one, all of them. I don't know. I can't decide. These are from various different things though, like these. But it's hard to remember everything. He had a lot going on. So another page of Silkas. I kind of liked putting all the Silkas together. I thought that was a fun way to sort them. And then cards that are just more of the size that fit the 8 pockets. Moving into happy photo cards, or postcards. I love all his concepts, so I always have a good time looking through his, like, binders, so. My Festa ticket, which is obviously quite a special souvenir for myself. Just some miscellaneous stuff, some bookmarks. I don't really usually store these because they're pre-order benefits, but they're kind of goofy and they're not that exciting, right? It's just like a plastic or paper bookmark. So just like miscellaneous stuff. No, I never had VIP, but I did get Floor once and that felt like it. So you know what? I just bought VIP, and the seller was nice enough to also include the, oh my gosh, I guess tag. This is Astronaut. Astronaut also is complete. So every card for Astronaut is here. Forever a favorite. I just think the emotions and the hunt for it just kind of pulled that all together. And then we have the ID card, the clearance card. I am glad they don't do these type of lucky draws anymore for Japan, or raffles. I'm happy that ended kind of, like now there's one. There's like one and lots, like 10,000 people get them, whereas these were like so much harder to get, right? So I'm glad that kind of era is over. Between these, like this and Proof, it was very frustrating tracking those down. We have tons of seal stickers. I love he loves these, and now they are just a staple of all his merch. I haven't put in the new ones actually, now I'm thinking about it. For the original came with 2 of them as well, and I haven't put those in here. I have the big ones from Otoki as well. We have Laneige inclusions, just a slogan that I saved. I think this was saved from Festa. I realize now it's upside down, but we have Soul My Soul sticker sheet from when he was ambassador. We have more Laneige. The Re-Lucidol L. This was, there was 3 prize packages. There was A, B, and C. C was just products. B was the sticker sheet in this. And A was these exclusive postcards. So there's only like 300 sets of postcards, so a little bit limited, right? We also have some Aigin stuff, some postcards from it, from all seasons, I guess. We have like the recent Christmas ones, and we have some stickers. This is from, I think, the first pop-up, where you could like take stamps and decorate it. Here we have the tags that came on some of the bottles, some stickers, and then just some miscellaneous photoism ones just on the side here. We also have some coasters. Basically, this was in the Sum promo he did with his King Tuna, his Super Tuna outfit, and the card that everyone went nuts for after the fact, because it wasn't revealed right away. The Tongwon Tuna, big seal stickers, and then also just some stuff from displays. They don't do printed like tickets anymore, like for flights, for concerts, everything's on your phone, right? And then even then they kind of just disappear, or just like if you take a screenshot, it's just a photo. like a digital photo. So what I do when I go to concerts now is I save my hotel cards as souvenirs. So this is when I went to PTD. These two were when I went to Festa when he got out of the military. This is, that was the card I used while I was there. And then, what were these ones? These were for the Runjin tour. So that's kind of how I commemorate that. And then I also added in the Jiri-sun photo cards and stuff because that was his first OST. So since he's on this OST and this is the inclusions from it, I threw them into his solo binder. And then at the back here, because I went so nuts on buying Happy, it's just tons of additional cards. So they're just doubles at the back there. So we will move on to his other binder, which is Echo and Run Seokjin tour and stuff like that. So I'm just actually going to quickly show here. Like, this binder's basically full. There's only a few things I'm missing from this one. I tried to hold off filming this till the end because I really wanted it to be as complete as possible since that era is wrapped up now. Everything is out. So this is everything from the tour and Echo. So I have these, the newspapers headline pages folded up as kind of headers. And then we have stuff. Some of the stuff is so new I don't remember where everything is from, but I'll try. This is the original. And there are a few things I'm missing, but I will try to get those eventually. But mostly everything's here. These are movie benefits, these next two pages. So it goes between Japan, global, which is more like Southeast Asia, and Korea. So these are all from Japan, this page, as well as these two, I think. Yeah, these two are from Japan cinema benefits, and then we have ones from Korea, and this is from the program book. And right now I'm kind of using confetti from the concerts as filler. This is from the Run Seokjin episode tour in Japan. The cards that come with that. So it has the Flying Kiss lenticular cards, which are amazing. And again, another filler made of confetti. We have the meme card inserts, which I absolutely adore. They do have phrases on the back, so it's like all the Korean on the front. They do have an English on the back as well. So on these pages you can see it. That came with that. And then we also, these were pre-order benefits from Aladdin and Kakao for the original. Movie benefit postcards from Japan. This is from Trafalgar releasing the person or the distributor for the movie in cinemas. They had merch that they sold online. This is from that. There's 2 sticker sets. This is from the original. Pre-order benefit. I don't remember from what, but one of the Japanese ones. And this was Weaver's pre-order benefit for the original. I have a flyer and a popcorn bag for the movie. And then this is all the cards that were from going to the actual concerts. So, like Army Zone and things for like buying the lucky draws for buying the Echo or Happy. So these are all that, both for the regular and encore. Here we have the tour cards for Japan. So we have that set. I don't know why that's in the middle, but flyer from Japan. And they all wrapped up pretty nicely. And these were also cinema benefits, but they're cinema benefits from the Amsterdam viewing in cinemas. Sometimes it's really hard to organize how to put these together, but I have these here for now. Then we have all the ones that were Polaroid style. So this was a set, and these were singular blind pouches. And they actually, some of them were signed, which is cool. And I saw one for sale, but I don't know. I don't trust it, so I didn't go for it. Just some of the tickets and postcards, more tickets from Army Zones. And then we're into like another cover. This is the Korean set from the tour. Just little fluffs. The joys of pets. I love my pets, don't get me wrong, I don't mind their fluffs. And then we have like the Echo merch poster, mini poster. So now we're into Echo. It's been a while since I've looked at the Echo stuff, so I don't remember exactly where everything is from. But just like with Happy, it's like I've tried to do like pages based on Selkas, so this is all like cute Selkas from various events. And this is more of concept ones. And then it goes there. This is the one for if you went to the announcement billboard in Korea, and then you submitted a video to Hype or Weverse to show that you actually went to see it. So there's only 50 of these. This is another one this is from Songsu Performance. I forget how many of those there were. I think 1,000. And then after this, it kind of goes into concept. So we have like him in jean jacket, and then like this whole page is all this concept. I'm pretty happy with how I was able to organize this binder because it's difficult to get everything onto the same page. This is my favorite concept for Echo. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here. I once, before Echo came out and these concepts were out, had a very brief dream where Jin was wearing this, and it's been my favorite concept from it since. So I love this one. This is so cute. This was from Weverse US exclusive shirt that said Team Kim Sok Jin. That came with that. Should say it on the back. Oh, I don't. I have something blocking it. We have postcards. This. People don't talk about that one enough. Inclusions for different things. These are 3 of these are from the High 5 events, High 10 events, and one is just from, I think, the album. I think from Dolby. We have some envelopes. I have the sticker sheets. This is the insert you can put into the Dolby frame from the collab there. They had like a raffle for the, it's like a really nice Samsung iFrame, like frame speaker. We got the posters from Don't Say You Love Me. And then the rest of the headline pages from Japan, which, for lack of a better place to put them, are all folded up in here. So. But he had a lot. Several. But that concludes the Run Sokjin / Echo binder. This is 100% Tae solo binder, solo era. This is from the winter head event that was held. It was part of the packaging, so I put it here. And so right on the front, we start with Layover. I know one of the posters is missing, but it's just, I put these in here as kind of like a cover page because I liked how they looked. So we go into Layover, which this binder I don't think has had any or many editions, maybe 2, because obviously that was 2023 and we're kind of mostly past his solo stuff at this time. But there are some new additions here and there. Fluffs. So, just as a reminder, I like to organize by concept when it comes to the solo stuff. So sometimes it's not necessarily ordered by whether they're a lucky draw or pre-order benefit or came in an album or anything like that. I just order by like concept because I think they look nice together. This is new. This is the Winter Ahead event card, which he must have done right before he left, pretty much. One of the last things he did, I guess, before he enlisted. I don't remember if the vinyl had come out, but when did the vinyl come out? I guess it was probably in last ones, but the 2 vinyl cards are here. Along with, I think, stickers as well. Yeah, these 2 are stickers from his merch. So, like, the stickers were actually really nice. So they landed up in the binder and they're a good size. He has tons of postcard size items, which I like. Like, I kind of enjoy the larger photos. Like, we have stuff from the vinyl, I think. We have stuff from albums. We have the whole Friend set, which I believe was out, which I had last time we went through this. Again, I can't fully recall if I had these last tour, but I did finally get these in. But I'm still missing the one that came with the drink benefit, and I've never seen that for sale alone, and unfortunately I claimed this set without being told that the drink benefit one was missing from it. So when it came in, it wasn't with it, so unfortunate. We got type 1. I'm not going to try to say this because I'm terrible at French, so I don't want to butcher that word. This was also another reason that they definitely needed their own binders, because if you look, this took up a lot on its own. This was initially very difficult to store because their size is so tiny, but these pages are perfect. So I will go through that in a later video regarding page sizes and types that help with all these different types of inclusions that are all different sizes. Anyways, though, this is a beautiful photo book or photo collection. I'm not sure what to call it, since basically it just comes as cards and separate anyway, so maybe it's more of like a collection of photos, but it's very pretty. Very nice colors, very good look. Very pretty Tae. Originally I had these in the normal size pockets, by the way, and they were absolute, like, you would turn a page, they would fly out the top. I had to organize these like 2 or 3 times because of that, so I'm very happy to have found pages that fit them so they don't fly away every time I turn a page. Even if I just like tilted the binder a bit while I was carrying it, they would fall out. Like, it was bad. But again, with these, like, I don't know what order they originally came in, but I tried to organize them to be visually aesthetic instead of necessarily the order that they were given in. So we get to the back here, we have just a few things from his brands, like Unith. This was like a display, I guess, at one of the stores. I just thought it was pretty. It wasn't too expensive. I don't know if I recommend doing what I did. I put it in this page, and getting it in, it fits, but it also caught and split this, so it's really tightly packed in there. We have some, I'm getting the others eventually. And then we have some of the Coca-Cola brand stuff. And then just a few cup holders. I didn't think they would continue to do these for so long, so I just decided to stop at 3. So. And then at the back here is just Miscellaneous. This is just fan made, but it's pretty, so it's here. And then these are like misc items from like different things that kind of don't fit anywhere else because like there was no space for that, which is a magnet. And I have like the envelopes from various events, and then his letters at the back here. I'm not sure why I have a little store of this, but I guess they're just extras. So that is everything for Tae's binder. I love everything he did in his era. There's something really like charming, I'm sure people will find, about member solo eras, especially because it's just all one member with all one concept. They look very nice in binders, so I find it fun to organize. I guess since I have a 2-member collection, that since all the others are point to point, like they're all paired together, it's kind of nice sometimes just to have the one where it's like everything is uniform and you can kind of organize it how you like. So this is my A3 poster book. It's, I think I've said this before, but I use, if you look up like the diamond paintings, they're usually A3 size. So this is for, like, these are like portfolios made to save your diamond paintings, but they work well for posters that are A3 size. So I've been able to store those there. It's very hard to find anything above, actually it's very hard to find anything anything in Canada because we use different sizing. So especially when you get into like A3, A2, A1, like A3s are this, and A2 and A1 are like art portfolios, maybe, and they're very expensive. But this is a pretty reasonable solution if you want to store your A3 size posters. All these are from things that we've kind of talked about before, so I'm just going to flip through it. I love that. I love this book, Think Like a Freak. So all these posters are from various eras. Oops. I guess I haven't picked up Tae's. Again, there's something so pretty about this photo shoot just because of the colors. Like, I just really like the blue and the cream, and both Tae and Jin have those colors in their photo shoots. Red Bullet, they look amazing. Like, very nice outfits. So then we get to the back. This is something I haven't really organized. I kind of put everything in at the start, and then as we moved into solo era, I just kind of started continuing to put things in. So I have a poster from Jin's Soul Tourism campaign. We have some posters from Happy. With the Happy poster set. This I picked up at the tours. So it was the merchandise flyer, and I took one home as a souvenir. And then we also have this for Runjin the movie. I am getting the other 2, but they're in the mail. So this had to be filmed. And had, like, just wanted to get it over with. At the back here, I also have a few slogans from my concerts. So, like, these 2 were the tuna event in Newark, where we had a whole little ocean of tunas, and then the Epiphany Encore Heart that was handed out. So I kept those as souvenirs from the tours. So that's it for the posters. So I have a remaining, my last A5 binder, and it's basically used for like random merch, like from random group ambassadorships like Villa and things like that. There's nothing I could do whenever I was trying to organize these in the A4 binders. I just never liked how they looked, so I just threw them into this binder. So that's why it's my kind of one-off. And these are really random because I don't go out of my way to collect these. Most of them I'm not excited about when I see them, so I don't really want to like invest in this sector of collecting. This card though, this was a great find. This is from the Asia 10, I believe, and they're very hard to find. I've only seen this one for sale. I've never seen Tae. I've never seen Arjun. It was super lucky to get that. So that is, see, cards like that, I wish I had them in another spot sometimes because I wish, like, I would like to see them more. These are the new Choco ones that just came out. And then also the ones that came from McDonald's Tiny Tan collab recently. We got some Yes Asia gins, which I was collecting and then I kind of stopped because, as you can see, I really could not remember which ones I owned and I kept buying doubles and it just got kind of annoying, so I stopped. We got some various Villa ones. And then just a few, I'm not sure why this one's here. These are, I don't know why Junie's alone. Did I move them around? Oh, the others are here. I don't know why I have it like that. But the others from the set that I have, that I got in Vegas, and then the Choco ones, right? So, this is a small Astro set where I just didn't know where to put them. I don't really collect them anymore. I just had a few things from albums, so I just wanted to put them in a binder. So that's it for that one. So this is a 9x12 portfolio. I think these could probably actually, I don't know, I don't think they fit A5 or A4 very well. That's why they're in here. But I just have a few random file folders that I've put in here. Storing all these inclusions becomes quite difficult the more your collection grows. If you just stick with cards, it's a little more straightforward. As soon as you start getting into postcards and all the different sizes, plus, honestly, like every release, I swear they just pick a size at random because nothing is ever consistent. So